Hello everyone, this is GameBros64 and I'm bringing you guys the video of a balance hitting wizard for PvE. It could also be PvP, but the whole crit and block update really makes it a fail for PvP. So this is PvE, which is player versus environment, and this is after the video previous to this one was my tank setup for balance. So if you want to check that one out, you can. But this is my hitting one that I'm going to be doing for, and mainly the reason why I hit for balance is in case I have to do solo fights for spells or anything like that for storyline. I definitely need to do that. Or if you really want to against mobs, or if you're questing alone. It's very difficult to quest alone and such because you just can't find friends, or your friends aren't online or anything like that. There's no team up when you fight mobs, anything that way or anything like that. So pretty much this is the look of him. I went red and blue because, you know, Mare Ambrose is red and blue, or blue and red, and I just really liked it, and it suited me well, and I really like it. You can change it all black, that looks really cool as well, but yeah, I like this look of it. Makes me look like I'm wearing like PJs or something like that, pajamas, but I'm an awesome wizard. Rocking 6,000 health over here, just simply because 6,000 health is awesome, and 500 mana, which is freaking a lot, so you never really have to run out of mana a lot, and I always refill my potions. These are my overall stats. I got 111 damage for balance. Mainly what breaks the 100% is from my pet, and I'll get into that. And then I got the 50 res across the board, which is insane when you have a lot of damage, a lot of res, and your accuracy is 100%, I might add, because when you start working with bubble pops, I think it's a 60% on the spell, so the extra 40% on accuracy really gives you the whole 100%, 103 technically, for the bubble pop, so you never have to fizzle on that because it always gets annoying. Or I think mana burn. I think it's bubble pop though, the supernova, but I call it bubble pop because that's what it does. It pops your bubble. It's very irritating when it's used against you. But anyways, 111 damage. It was really high. I don't see a lot of balances rocking this, mainly because their pet. It's all about their pet. If you get the Malastare gear, you get the Exalted gear and all that stuff, and you get like some of the higher gear from like Rasputin or anything like that, or Omen, whatever you prefer to run with. Or maybe even Rattlebones or Crocopatry or whatever. You rock some of that gear. You do get real close to 100, but then when you get that pet, you start to really go above 100, and that's where pets really are very tremendously useful on a balance, especially a balance. But pretty much this is the setup. These are the stats that I have, and these is my crit. I got 40%. Most of the time I don't rely on crit for balance because the whole crit system is kind of messed up for KI. And then my block is 45%, which I don't really need a lot of block when I'm facing Bobs or Mosses, because generally, since the crit system's messed up, it's also messed up for them, so they don't crit so much. So I don't have to really focus on block as much, but it is there. It's a little bit. It's almost 50%. 30 armor piercing, because in case the last moment towers, it's really annoying to hit on balance and then someone throws a tower. It's really technically the only shield to balance, and it's always annoying because whether you think, oh, I'm going to throw a wand hit and I'm going to eliminate that tower, well, you're wrong, because your blades are universal blades. So whatever wand you throw, it's going to take your blades and your feints or anything like that. So you're really screwed when they throw up towers and you're trying to hit for balance. It really sucks. So mainly you have to rely on armor piercing for your hits if you're just going to screw it, shatter or pierce. Those are like the three things you really need to focus on if they throw shields when you're balanced for PvE. Power pip chance is 100% because I rock the Malastare gear. Power pip chance is really useful for balance because there's a lot of things that require you to have power pip chance for, such as like judgment. And Shadow Pip bonus is 5. I could go higher, but I like the gear setup that I have right here. It's the standard amount, 5%. All the Malice There gear gives you 5%, and then the stun resist is 5 case and conviction. I get the 95% from TC conviction, and then the 5% from my gear gives me 100%. So in case Darkmoor, he doesn't stun me when I throw a blade. I don't have to worry about him trying to stun me because he can't when I have conviction up and my stun resist from my jewel. Healing in and healing out. My out is, like I said, I'm a hitter, so if I have a healer, I have high incoming, so I can receive more healing and stay alive. But yeah, that's my overall setup, and those are the stats. 6k health, 500 mana. Really good on both parts like that, and maintaining high damage, high resist, high accuracy, average critical and average critical block, and then high armor piercing and max power pip chance. This is a really good setup in my opinion, which is fantastic. Alright, so the gear, you got my hat, which is the exalted one. The standard setup for balance, you can rock the Crocopatcher one. It is a little bit better. The only thing you will be losing though is power pip chance, which in my opinion, I want power pip chance more than 1 extra damage, 1 extra critical, and maybe 1 extra resist. So power pip chance I would like to be high, because I think you go down to like 9% instead of 13, so you're at like you'll lose 4 power pip chance, so you're already at 100. And then if you go for the Rattlebones robe, you'll lose even more power pip chance, so you'll have like a 98, 99% power pip chance overall, which that 1 pip could really kill you at times if you need a power pip. So I definitely like to rock max power pip chance. I don't use those shadow traps. I don't really care. They're very unuseful for me. Mainly I rock it for everything else: the damage, the accuracy, power pip chance, the crit, and the shadow pip, and everything like that. The health is fantastic as well. So that's what I rock. It's the Malice There. It's the exalted one. If you guys have any question of what it is, it's tier 1 exalted 1. It even says it in the name, because it's exalted gear, because you're level 100 when you get it. I rock the 110 one because the 100 one was nice, but I get more power pip, or more pierce, damage, and crit block from the 110 universal one. I just rock that because it's fantastic. The moon damage is always wonderful to have, and I could probably go to the Road Warriors one, but I don't really need it. I don't even think there's a Road Warriors balance one or universal one, so yeah, I don't think I am going to rotate to that. I'm just going to keep with the Fortune Teller, and that's just fantastic. It's always worked for me. Then you've already saw this dagger if you've seen my tank setup for balance in the first video. This one, Pierce, very useful, because when you're throwing a hit and they throw a tower, you can't throw a wand to get rid of that shield because it will take your blades or your traps or whatever, so you're only relying on Pierce and Shatter or Pierce TC cards or the Myths cards themselves. Accuracy is a big thing. If you already have max power pip chance, might as well just focus on accuracy. The blade is simple. I use the stun resist because the conviction gives me 100%. And then this is the a little bit of everything. It gives you pierce, resist, health, crit block, more health from the jewel, and the stun resist. And then it also gives you 235% blades, which is fantastic, which is the exact same percentage as a sharpened regular balance blade, and it stacks. So it's fantastic. So why not have it? But that's more Ganth, of course, says it in the name. Alpha Omega ring, I could go for a better ring, but mainly this is the standard one. This is the only piece of gear I have that is low level. This is currently level 90. You get this from Mount Olympus, the secret boss in there, but the damage and the crit block, I highly recommend that. It's the best ring for that. There is other rings where you lose the crit block and you gain like 1 or 2% more damage, but that 30% is pretty useful for me. Back in the day, it was really useful before they nerfed the whole crit and crit block. But the incoming's good in case I need heals or I need to heal myself. I got more incoming. The health is really good as well, and so is the power pip chance. You always want max. Or for my wizards, I generally want max power pip chance, max accuracy, and then keep those two up, and then have everything else, work on everything else while having those two maxed. My pet, I was trying to get another damage. I was trying to actually get Balance Giver, which I socketed. I was trying to get that instead of critical, so I can socket the Balance Boon in there. so I can have quad damage, double resist. But it was a fail to me, but then it started realizing 40% crit on balance was actually pretty good because I started critting a whole lot more. So I was actually kind of fond of getting this critical, I think it's critical hitter or critical striker. Yeah, critical striker is the better one. But I got that, and I was really fond of getting it. I hated it at first, but then I started loving it when I started seeing 40% crit on balance. I started to go and crit like 60-70% of the time. So it was like, are you sure it's really 40%? Because I'm going crit quite a bit. I got the max proof, which is fantastic. Give me 15 res for proof and defy. And then I got 21 damage from the socketed giver, and then the double damage from my pet. So 21 damage plus 15 res plus 28 crit. Really good. Gives me a balanced blade, which is better than the other one, the Blade Storm. That's a 20 universal for everyone. But if you're going to be hitting, you want the biggest blade for the least amount of pips, which the universal Blade Storm takes 1 pip cost, where this costs none. You get 5 extra% on the blade. So might as well take this one. My mounts, as I said in the last video, I don't have any mounts currently, so I might try to get the whale mount that gives me 2 extra damage for this, or the pony that gives me 2% extra accuracy. That would be very useful to have. The attack, I have the triangle socket one. I could rotate. My old video I said I don't have a triangle socket for more accuracy or more power pip chance. The reason for I don't want to mix it, like I want to have my attack deck and support deck separately, is because I don't constantly want to keep changing my deck. So I definitely want another triangle socket for more accuracy, because my power pip chance is maxed on both sets. But pretty much same crit, same block, same pip. Pip's always useful, especially when you're supporting or hitting, and then the accuracy is a big thing. So because you're already max power pip chance, so might as well get max accuracy. So those are my gear, my deck setup for attack mode. This is standard build for me with I'm facing mobs or bosses. Now if the bosses become a little bit more challenging, like if they have more cheats or anything like that, I'll kind of throw in like shields, such as like volcanic shields or tower shields or stun blocks if I need it. If I'm facing like fire or myth or something like that, or ice, I'll throw in stun blocks. But mainly this is my standard build. I throw potent trap on a feint, of course, double feint the boss, kill the minions and the boss, maybe at the same time or differently. If I want to rock a single hit, I'll probably take out the sandstorms and put in single hits instead, like Gaze of Fate or something like that, or Judgment, just because I like it a little bit more and it's a bigger single hit instead of rocking a low level multi-hit. But this is a standard mob setup. If I get the Shad Pip, of course you're going to rock this because that's the thing to do that most hitters do. But I don't want to necessarily have non-stop Shadow Pip spells in my deck. So I think it's important that, yes, these are strong hits, and it's good to rely, or no, it's not good to rely on your Shadow Pip. So that's why I rock Power Nova, because it's 7 pip, because you get the 1 pip from the deck. And then you start with 2 power pips because you're wand and because you got max power pip chance. And then next turn you can hit with a Power Nova if the minions are really incredibly weak, or if you're running with someone else. It's a 2-turn. You blade first turn with like a sharpen single blade or whatever, or pet blade or amulet blade or whatever. And then next turn you hit with a Power Nova. It's really simple, and they get the 25 weakness, so it's really useful. Colossal, of course, the extra damage, the most damage currently card giving thing in game right now. So why not rock Colossal with that? And that's just a 2-round hit right there with Power Nova. And then that's first turn if it's really incredibly weak, or if you're running with a Firestorm and they throw like Temper Meteor, it's just like first turn Sandstorm. But I throw 1 of each, or 2 of each blade, and then 1 sharpened blade for each blade, just because I don't want to remember what balance blade or what blade storm I already threw on myself. And then of course I rock reshuffles, because if I run out of blades, or if I feel like I need more blades, or if I'm not doing enough damage and I desperately need another hit because I deleted everything because I don't know why, I have reshuffle to save me. So that's why I rock it. The attack deck setup that I have is, of course, Shatter, because, like I said, your wands will still take your blades if they throw tower or anything like that. So Shatter's a must. Pierce is also good, unless they're spamming towers. You don't want to sit there and throw 50 pierces when you can throw 1 shatter and then hit next turn for 3 pips. So wait until you get like full power pip chance and then throw shatter. Conviction because the 100% stun resist and the extra block. Infoul because you got 30 armor piercing and the extra 20 gives you 50. So instead of throwing shatter and you desperately need to get the hit, throw the infoul, get the 20 extra pierce, make it 50 pierce overall, and then throw the hit to cut through the tower. Feints for TC because they stack with the other feints, so might as well get 3 feints because throwing a 35% blade, 25, a 30 blade, and a 20% blade, and then having no feints, you might do damage, but it's best to throw a 70, an 80, and then a 70 TC feint, plus all those blades, and get more damage, you know. Cleanses because cleanses are always important. You never know what they're going to throw, whether it's weakness or dispel or anything like that. Dispel. Pretty much cleanses are always needed in everything, whether you support, hitter, healer. Cleanses are a must-have because they are always useful at any times, especially if you're just trying to get rid of something, or if you want to kind of predict and think about what the minion might do, or if someone else is hitting instead of that guy. You might think that, oh, the boss will Ifrit that guy right when he hits, so I'm going to predict that if he does, I'm going to throw Clinch Charm just in case. And they cost like little gold in bazaars, so they're very cheap to buy, and you can get a lot of them from plants if you're planting or anything like that, so it's really good. I pre-made my own TCs because I think everybody should pre-make, and if you don't know how to do that, simply you take, if I have the card, I don't think I have the card, no. Just go to like the Archivist or Arcanium, and they sell TC Gargantuans, and all you do is just equip them to your normal spells, and it makes TC versions of these that are already enchanted. It's only 250. It's not colossal though. You can get colossal, but you can't buy them, so Gargantuan's the only one you can buy. So it makes it much easier. It's only 50 damage less, but they're already enchanted, so in case you can't find one in your main deck, you can always go to this one in your TC and hopefully pull the main ones that matter. So that's pretty much my deck setup. That's already my gear setup, and this is my standard setup with 40% crit, 45% block, 30 accuracy, or sorry, 30 armor piercing, 100% power pip chance, 5 stun resist, 5 shadow pip bonus, 32 in. You got your 111 damage with 51 res and your 43 accuracy, so you never fizzle on a single spell ever again, unless they throw those stupid mantles or whatever, those stupid smoke screens or whatever. But pretty much this is my build for my awesome hitting balance wizard. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, please leave a like, comment what you guys thought was important, or if you have something you want me to try out that works for you guys, definitely put that down in the comment section below. And then if you guys want to find out more videos about this, definitely hit that like button, because it will let me know you guys are interested in this, and I'll show you other schools and how to set up for them and all those wonderful things. But pretty much mainly the number one thing, I think primary, he's a support. Secondary, he's a hitting wizard, obviously, because solo fights for spells, or if you just want to help your friend get through mobs quicker or something like that, you can hit with them. But primary, you wouldn't really rely on a balance being a hitter, just because you kind of want a storm who actually has the most damage, or a fire who has backdraft, or I guess a myth. I don't know, myth or death, whichever one you prefer right after firestorm. But mainly I choose storm, then fire, and then maybe myth or death, and then life and balance and ice and all that crap. But yeah, so this is just my setup. This is my gear setup, my deck setup, everything about it. This is for PvE, which is player versus environment, like I said in the beginning of the video, not PvP. You can rock this in PvP, but the block and crit is a little bit low, so you will be able to get crit on quite a bit, and you won't block it. So that's the only issue with this setup. But anywho, thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you in another video. Bye-bye.